Ciao, darlings. Happy Sarah's day off. Happy, just like, I love life. I'm really enjoying life. I'm recording a video that I've been meaning to record for a while now, but I find it poignant that I'm recording it right now, and I'll explain why. So this video is about the planet Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. I'm doing a few little videos on kind of specific transits and that I'm personally watching out for because they're in very specific places in my chart. And this is just for me to show you how infinite upon infinite astrology is. And depending on what's happening in your life and what's being activated and where the planets are kind of getting you to look at, we can deep dive down every single rabbit hole. So I just did a video on the nodes in, or basically like the South Node and Mars in Libra, and how that might be affecting you, how that's affecting the collective, and how that's affecting my chart. So we did a deep dive into that. So definitely check that video out. And I'm putting, the first part of the video out here on YouTube, and then the rest of the video, the extended part of it, the entirety of it, is going to be in my Patreon group. So the link for that is below. But I want to offer a little bit of what it's like over there, especially on Day Off Sarah Vibes, because there's this really fascinating component to this that I find to be so cool, because it's something that I'm learning about. And what Pam Gregory, one of my favorite astrologers, taught me is that, she never mentions like, please follow the link below, or please subscribe, or like this video, or smash that like button. Like, never. She just is like, this is what I get jazzed about, and this is what I do with my everyday life, and I just want to share it here with you because I get so excited about it. This is literally, I have absolutely no reason to record this. No reason at all. This is just what brings me so much incredible joy and love, and I'm just so excited to share it here with you. So this is my personal grid, and I'm a Scorpio rising over here. Taurus is my descendant sign, so I'm getting very activated. And it's, in some of the research that I'm doing, this is a favorite transit for people, with the planet of luck and abundance and just like good things happening. Going into your house of relationships is like, as someone who's in between partners, that's okie dokie to look at. But it's not like that. It's more so like your relationships find balance and they find necessity, and you really, this house is the important people in your life, but it's seeing God in another. It's, the way that you feel about yourself is how the consciousnesses in your life are going to show up for you. If you really love and respect yourself, other beings that really love and respect themselves will come running. If you're really insecure, you'll attract insecure people. If you're feeling into your divine masculine or divine feminine, and you're really like resonating with that and nourishing the opposite side of that as well, then you'll match with other beings that are doing just that. So, but what I'll say for the private group is what I'm learning about, and I'll say that in there because there's like each tarot card of the minor arcana matches with a specific area in the chart. So where Jupiter is falling, it's literally like hieroglyphics. I'm sorry, this is my pure, unabridged day off joy. This is what I love about my life and studying this, and how I know that it is not my first lifetime reading the planets. I just feel completely in flow, and I want this for all of you. Okay, first, grab your journal, coffee or tea. I'm having some iced herbal peach detox tea. I don't know if it was meant to be iced, but I'm icing it because it's a lovely day, and it just is like, it's so good. There's a spice in it too. It must be ginger. I have no freaking clue, but it's just super, super yummy. But please pause this video. I have Jeffrey with me today. I'll show the two sides of Jeffrey. And pause this video and go get your journal, coffee, or tea. Okay, so we'll start with the dates, and then we'll kind of get into the planets and the grid and stuff like that. So the planet of Jupiter entered into the sign of Taurus. Mercury retrograde as I read this. On the 16th of May, 2023. Jupiter will go retrograde on the sign of Taurus on the 4th of September, 2023, at 15 degrees of Taurus. I'm going to explain all this, so just write it down. Jupiter will station direct in Taurus on December 31st, 2023, at 5 degrees of Taurus. And Jupiter will leave the sign of Taurus and go into the sign of Gemini on the 25th of May, 2024. Dude, I even tried to like sit on the other side and it just doesn't feel right. This is my chair, so I know that like I could, you know what I mean? But like this is. So now this is my grid. I have a Scorpio rising and my descendant sign is in Taurus, like I've said before. So what was I going to say? Only the planets, these are all the other transiting planets. These are the only planets that are being affected right now. So the only planet that I have natally in the 7th house is Mars. My natal Mars is in Taurus. It's not easy. It's not easy. You know the Taurus sigh? Like, won the lottery. I have so many taxes to pay. Jesus Christ. So many taxes to pay. Like that's the Taurus sigh. Could be good, bad, or ugly. Could just get the best news, the worst news. You have no fucking clue. It's just Jesus. They like comfy things. They like bougie things. They're just so fixed negative earth energy. Taurus runs the house, 2nd house of money, values, access to resources. Fixed negative earth energy. So for me, my house of relationships is run by Taurus. So as spastic as I can be, I prefer partners that are exceptionally grounded. Very, very grounded. I need it and stable and let me hop around like a grasshopper and they'll just be like, no, you're good. Go do the things. Oh, she broke that? Nope, I'll pay for it. It's fine. I like comfort in my relationships. I definitely need honesty and like space also. Like my 4th house is run by Aquarius. My Venus is in Aquarius, but that's a story for a whole nother day. A little alien as we know. But Mars in this house, I've had my chart read before and it's, you know, how I can help women in certain relationships. All those dramas that I've been through. All for the greater good. So that's my personal chart, and the planets that are affecting it are, we have Jupiter, the planet we're talking about over here, and the planet Uranus is in Taurus right now as well. As I record this, it just went retrograde, 23 degrees of Taurus. So my natal Mars is at 21 degrees of Taurus, Uranus is at 23 degrees of Taurus. This is like really fucking up over here, over here, over here. There's so much happening, but Jupiter. So my descendant sign is at 12 degrees of Taurus. So I'm going to get what I like to call a windshield wiper of the planet. So Jupiter went into Taurus. It was over here. So went into Taurus May 16th, chugga, chugga, chugga. Went over my descendant sign. You know, this was a lot of like when I started my Patreon group, Jupiter in my house, the 6th house of everyday life and practical service. Started the Patreon group, threw everything I possibly could, whole kitchen sink into my YouTube, into my content, into my teachings, trainings, everything. Just really like looking to put myself out there on a very public mainstream stage. So really, 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 really did a lot in that space. Crossed over my descendant sign. It's been in my house of relationships right now. So finding the proper clients, the proper business environments, all sorts of things. And, you know, relationships, friendships. It hasn't been one of my focuses on my divine masculine. When it's time, he's going to come right up to me and say hello. I'm not concerned. That's not my role to play. And I get really drained if I'm just like, is it him? 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 He'll come right up to me, so I'm not concerned about that. So Jupiter in the house of relationships, I'll let you know. when this leaves, what goes on? Well, you'll be a part of it, obviously, you'll know. So Jupiter is going to go all the way to 15 degrees. As I record this, oh, it's at 15 degrees. September 4th is next week, that's why. Okay, and then it's going to turn back around again. I'm going to go retrograde. Go over to 5 degrees, December 31st, turn back around, and go back this way. That's the windshield wiper. That's what I call it. So Jupiter's trying to bless, trying to bless, trying to bless. Go inward. Jupiter's very expansive. So you can see it's like one of the biggest planets. Huge, abundant. And it can be luck be a lady tonight, but it can also be a little like too much, too fast. You know, Jupiter and Taurus, we can overindulge easily. So when it goes retrograde, it's asking you, I've given you an abundance of people. What are your values? And are these the ones that really match? So then when I pull back in certain ways, how do they react? Show them every single facet of Sarah. Can they handle every single facet of Sarah? And then go back and maybe, is there a different program that you wanted to start? Something, a different foundation that you can really put together. I love hearing the gulls. And then when it goes direct again, the end of the year, then the beginning of next year, perfect timing within Capricorn season, start that motherfucking program, do that retreat, have those things happen, and then you will attract even more of the right people at all the different levels that you need. But I wanted to, I had thought a few months ago, or as soon as, actually it was back in May that I wrote down, like, record this video. But I find it to be important that I'm recording it right before it goes retrograde because of the title of the video. Jupiter, expansion in a fixed negative Earth Taurus energy. I always call Taurus the Eeyore, the chugga chugga. It's slow moving. So I want you just to look into your journals, go back to the 16th of May till now. Like, what random things happened? Where's Taurus in your chart? Is there a random lucky thing that you're just like, holy shit, that just kind of like happened? Or what I'm feeling like, it's, if you don't know where this is falling in your chart, then use the second house. Money, values, access to resources. The people in our life can also be resources. Everything's an exchange. Everything's a give and take. So maybe this could be an expansion of money, expansion of a friend group. Real, I don't think expansion, but just like identification of values. If Jupiter's in your first house, Taurus rising, are you really living into who you are? You genuinely living into that? Are you honestly saying to is this the face that I want to show to the world? Taurus running your second house. Aries rising. Are you actually asking for how much you're worth? Are you aware of it? I think when that goes retrograde, what are your values? And is money something that you value? A lot of people don't value money. I know. Or they only want and that's the Catholic guilt for some people. They only want so much. That's fine. And are you happy with the resources that you do have access to? Oh my God. Taurus, Aries, will this be Pisces rising? I don't want to try to keep, I don't want to keep trying to do that. So if Jupiter is in your third house of communication, you might be getting in trouble a little bit by the things that you're saying. You have to not watch your tongue, but just, it'll vet. Jupiter in your fourth house of house and home right now, I'd say you might be very lucky in acquiring a home. Like all of a sudden you're the one that they pick, What else? Jupiter in your house of play. You might be exhausted right now. I'd take the Jupiter retrograde as a chance to not go to a single motherfucking party, and or just really pick and choose. It'll be through Christmas season, so I know that, and through frickin' Thanksgiving season, but please, for the love of God, go slowly. In the 6th house, everyday life. Do you like what you're about to do? That's Steve Jobs' quote. Like, for the past 30 years, before I did anything, I would look in the mirror and say, do I want to do what I'm about to be doing? And if the answer was no for too many days in a row, I knew something had to change. Like, I'm doing this without recording it. Pardon me, I would do this, like, this is my normal day. I'm recording it because this is really important information. This could be so helpful. But this is my normal life. I do this without getting paid. I do this because it just vibes me up. So Jupiter expanded my house of everyday life and practical service. But because of all the other things, you know what I mean? You see what I mean? Jupiter in your house of relationships, you very could well meet the people, or the people in your life already will challenge you in the ways that you need to glow up. Values. This is the house Taurus runs. Any business deal when Jupiter is in this house, I would say, would go well. Just watch out for the retrograde and watch out for the other retrogrades and how it's affecting your chart. But any big, yeah, you might buy a house, buy an apartment building, something like that. Going on a trip, getting, the proper student loan forgiveness, or not just student loan forgiveness, but what do they call it? It's like scholarships, something like that. Just got something not for free, but for a discounted price. Or getting like the top shelf upgraded service for like the normal price. I'd say Jupiter in your house of legacy, public life, and career. Honestly, you just like, you couldn't fuck up your public life if you tried. You could fall on your face and smash out your teeth, and everyone would be like, oh my God, you did great. You'll find the right community, and you'll really, really, really be coming into your full authentic self after this transit. That's for Gem Rising. Yeah. Gem Rising, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But do you see how it affects everyone differently? And so I want you to make a note. It's almost like I want you to just like make a note for the Jupiter retrograde as to like where Jupiter is in your chart, what house is run by Taurus, because like although Taurus runs my 7th house, it's also a big chunk of my 6th house. So the whole descendant is where this is being affected. Yeah, this is 12 degrees and 29 minutes of Taurus. So like this is the whole sign, the relationship sign of things. And Jupiter in opposition to my ascendant, I'll be placed with challenges, opposition of who my true self is. Seriously. Very similar to what's going on with the nodal transits for me. So this is like teaching you how important it is to know where the planets are trying to bless you, but then how is it going to challenge you? Everything in this planet is equal parts poison and ambrosia. So we must be cognizant of like what we're ingesting, why, what am I taking in, what relationships are important, what am I focusing on, how am I facing this challenge, this physical challenge, this emotional, mental, the spiritual challenge that's being put in front of me. And, how is this for my better development? I'd say Sag risings, Taurus, obviously Taurus risings will be affected by this. Sag, they're run by Jupiter in Taurus because it's in the sign of Taurus. Yeah, interesting. But I think that's all. For this video. Where is this falling in your chart? Please comment below if you're interested. Where is this falling in your chart? And I'd say the most important part, look at the 5 degree to 15 degree, if nothing else, because that's where you're getting that windshield wiper again. So the 5 to 15 degree of your chart, look at that most importantly, because that's where the universe is like, I'm going to give you a mulligan. So take a peek, see there. I almost forgot. Oh, Jesus God. The tarot cards that are run by this area, by Taurus. So the deacon, 1 to 10 degrees of Taurus, ruled by Mercury, is this card right here. So we've already gone through this. Whereas, yeah, Jupiter is at 15 degrees. So Jupiter's already at the second card. But this is part of what we're going to experience. Leaving things behind. Like, yes, this is like, could be loss and tragedy and all these different things. But look at these people. They're persevering. And there's community there. This building and establishment could be a church. There's no door. They're not welcome there. So they're moving on. They're keeping on keeping on. This to me has so much to do with our ego death, what we've been going through as light workers, as spiritual beings, as star seeds. Like, we're just like, okay, 3D, we're done. We're moving along. We're moving along. This is where we are right now. This is 11 degrees of Taurus to 20 degrees of Taurus. So we're going to get a retrograde in those 2 cards. So this is what we're in right now, where what we have to offer, we must offer. Whatever is effortless, Libra scales, balanced, something that we can give. This being can give effortlessly. They can take effortlessly. It forms a triangle, a perfect triangle. It forms like a similar configuration as the Hierophant, where he has like the 2 beings below him that are looking up to him, as well as the 3 of Pentacles, you know, the 3 beings together. So like, this is balance, giving and receiving. So do you have something to offer? Taurus likes abundance, run by Venus, likes comfort things. So what do you have so much of that you can give without even thinking of it? Like, this is what I'm doing normally. Why not press record and share it with the freaking community that I love so dearly? Seriously. Seriously. This is the end of it. This is 21 to 30 degrees of Taurus. So we're not going to get to this until later on. Which is, we're planting seeds. Slow and seemingly, possibly unnoticed glow up. We don't have to be so hands-on. Virgo, so like Capricorn, figuring it out. This is Taurus. This is laid back, bougie, lucky shit. This is exciting. Sorry, I wish I had more iced tea. That was really good detox tea. It must be ginger. Must be ginger. So this is what we're going to go back to. This is why I love, this is fucking why we're, look to the past. We went to the present. Right here. Now we know we're going to get a retrograde back into this. So let's prepare. Let's set for success. Do we know, are there any things in my everyday life that I know I got to do differently? I know I got to do differently. I know I got to do differently. I know I got to do differently. Yes, of course there fucking are. There are things that I'm scared to do, that I have to do, that I'm going to do, that I'm afraid to do, but I have to do. So what'll happen? Probably, now that I'm thinking of it, I might wait until Jupiter goes back over here, because that gives me a time period, and then I like time periods, and I like time blocking. So like, maybe that could be a nice thing for Sarah to look into. So we're here, then we're going to go retrograde. Let's look at the reversals. We'll expect that. No matter what can we offer? To receive is to give is to receive, and then we'll go into the retrograde of this, where maybe we'll get a super cool blessing when it's retrograding back into this card. And the door to some version of an establishment that we really vibe with opens for us, and we're really excited about it, and we walk through that door together, maybe leaving behind what does not serve us, that we can give more. And then with those seeds of goodness, we'll start to move into gem. We'll start to move into gem next May. And beautiful seeds will sprout in the spring. Yeah. I kind of think that that's it. Yeah, I kind of think that that's it for this video. What questions do you have for me? Please comment below. Thank you so much for joining me on my day off. And just, actually, I don't even know what days off are anymore. When it's time to record, it feels like time to record.